Hello, welcome to the presentation of one of my projects. This is the team-based learning project that I was involved in between 2014 and 2015. It involved a group of 270 second-year medical students from Thomas Jefferson University Hospital in Philadelphia. Instead of attending the normal lectures during lecture time, lectures were pre-recorded. Students were expected to preview the lectures before coming to class. And in class, they had to solve cases in teams. These cases were especially written by clinicians and practitioners, so they were real-life cases, but modified for second-year students. Here in this photograph, you see the students seated in groups of 10, and there were 27 tables. The hall was very big, and so the logistics was challenging. The software used in this project was Nearpod, which is a new software. Nearpod was used to poll students in groups. Instead of the old clicker system, we use the cloud-based Nearpod, which is the new software. And the cases were authored in PowerPoint, and then they were pushed to students' laptops and iPads using Nearpod, so that students sitting right behind can see the slides clearly. Here is some of the digital media used in this project. We recorded all the lectures, and they were put online. The lectures were authored either in PowerPoint or Prezi, and then they were recorded in Panopto, Camtasia, Captivate, or Storyline. Now on the left here, you see an example of a case study video that was shown during the TBL session. This video was taken with Google Glass. So the medical doctor was wearing Google Glass, and this is the first time we use this. It was very useful because it enabled us to see the first-person line of vision in this video. This is not easy to achieve with a traditional video crew. Due to copyright reasons, I am not able to show the videos in detail. I have some documentations of this project. Universities do not keep documentations of such projects. However, I was sent to a professional development course in the form of a MOOC, and that course required me to put one of my projects into documentation. So I chose to put the TBL project into documentation after I modified the syllabus so that I do not violate copyrights. And so this is a glimpse of how the project would look in documentation, with the modules, topics, and activities laid out in tables, protocols describing the procedures for students before and after class, and copyrights of content. Then there is the usual flowchart that is very common in most projects, and the sections you see here in red is the face-to-face component of the course. The 5 questions multiple choice question test is a pre-lesson test that every student has to take when they come into class before they do the cases. This is to make sure that they have previewed their lectures, without which they will not be able to work on the case. Now here we have more documentation to show you a table for the course outcome, the course objectives, the final assessment, and the module assessment, and then the integration between the online component and the face-to-face component. The first time we organized this project, students did not like it. We had focus groups where students came together, and we interviewed students asking them how we can make things better for them. So the second time when we implemented this project, we wrote a long letter to students explaining why we are doing this and why it's important for doctors to work in teams. We also gave very detailed instructions to students, telling them what to expect during the session and what to do when they enter the room. Remember that there are 270 of them. We got to get them organized. The implementation checklist was very useful. We have simple things like make sure there are enough tables and chairs, and the audio can reach the end of the room. My role in this project was to prepare the digital media. I prepared the PowerPoint slides and the Prezi presentations, and then I helped the instructors with the recording sessions. I set up the Blackboard course, and also I set up the test questions inside Blackboard, which is the learning management system. I had to make sure that the Blackboard and Nearpod both work nicely during these sessions. Should there be a power failure or if there is a system crash, I need a backup plan to make sure that the lessons continue without the use of technology. There were 3 instructors involved in this project, not all of whom were comfortable with becoming facilitators in a team-based learning environment. Being professors, they were more comfortable in a lecture-style lecture hall. This is something very different for them. As a TBL facilitator, they have to solicit certain responses from the students and they have to orchestrate a discussion amongst 270 students. The number of students itself is a challenge. This is also something very different for the students. The second time we implemented this project, it was very much better than the first. There were no more student complaints because students now know how to prepare themselves for these sessions so as to benefit from the sessions. They know why they are doing it and why it's important.